Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for coming back, and today I'm going to do this look. This is actually like my go-to look if I'm going out. I've been doing this look for honestly years, and if I need like a more intense look that I don't want to sit and think about what goes together and all of that stuff, this is just in my memory. It's just one I do really easily. It's using MAC's Blue Brown Pigment. It's one of my favorite pigments ever, honestly. So yeah, please continue watching, and I hope you enjoy the video, and yeah, see you later. Again, I'm going to fill in my eyebrows before I do anything else, because then I can kind of just show you where your eyebrows are going to be. I mean, mine I don't fill in too much, just like the blank areas, but it just helps as a reference, kind of like an outline for how far to bring your shadow up and in and out and all of that. So I'm going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is just the normal brow pencil. This is like my go-to look always, like if I'm going out and I want a more intense look, or like my two best friends have both been in competitions, like bodybuilding competitions, and I did their makeup for it, and they were wearing like an emerald green bathing suit. It was basically this color, maybe a little lighter, but very sparkly and beautiful. Like the color was beautiful. And since this pigment, I'm using the Blue Brown Pigment, or is it Blue Brown? Yeah, Blue Brown Pigment. It has like green reflex in it, if you can see. So it's not like a green shadow, but it has that green in it when you like move and the lights hit your eyes, especially on stage. It's beautiful. I did it. They both wore the same suit. They were in different competitions, but they wore the same suit. And oh my gosh, it just... the look looks so good on them. This is by far my favorite pigment, and honestly you can get it in shadow form from other places, not MAC, but like this shadow from well, yeah, this is MAC. This is Club eyeshadow from MAC, and let's see, it has the same like brown base with the green tones. I think I have another one from ColourPop. I'll list the like alternatives below, but because this is a pigment, I always wet it first, and it's just like magical. And so in my crease, let's start with the shadow. I'm going to use a Sigma E25 as always. Oh, actually this one is a MAC 217, but Sigma E25 MAC 217, basically the same blending brush. I'm going to start with soft brown, and it's right there, and put it all in my crease. And I already primed my eyes and everything before I sat down on camera, and primed my face with the Professional from Benefit. You could use tape again for this, like I did in the last video, but I'm not going for such a sharp edge. When I did their makeup for the competitions I did, just because anything more underneath lights you can get really washed out. So anything that made their makeup be more statement, I did. But today I am not going to. Just not feeling tape today. Basically the same step, just keeping it a little lower in my crease. I'm going to put Swiss Chocolate from MAC. And these warmer, deep browns go really, really beautiful with this shadow. With the pigment, sorry. I'm going to go in with a completely clean brush. This is the E40 from Sigma, and blend just everything out. Okay, now going in with the actual pigment, I'm going to take a MAC 242. It's kind of coming off, but it's this shader brush from MAC, and it is synthetic hairs, so this just applies pigments, and if you're gonna use like a setting spray or a spray to intensify it, these types of brushes work so much better than real hair brushes. So all I'm going to do is wet this just once, and then I'm going to tap it into the MAC pigment. And really, what I do is, because this is like very small, I tap some into the lid of it and then take it out of there. I don't want to put this too high, so I'm just going to keep this all over the lid and not go into the crease. And I pat this on at first, go all the way into the inner corner, all the way to the outer corner, and then I start doing a swiping motion. And then you can do as many layers of this as you want, really, to however intense you want it, and just keep going. You want to do thin layers of this though, because it can clump up if you go in with too much at one time. And this pigment, I think I got this around Christmas time. They do like the smaller little containers of it. There's like no way I'll ever get through it. And I use this, I mean, not often, not on like even a weekly basis, but I do use this pigment a lot, and I don't think I will ever use all of it. And I'm gonna go in with the original first blending brush I use. This is the 217 from Sigma, and just blend out the edges of this. If you can hear some ringing, that's my dog. Hey. Okay. So now I'm gonna go back into the Swiss chocolate from MAC and go more intensely in the outer corner. And then the clean brush again, the E40. Now I'm gonna go in with this e.l.f. pencil brush. It's like a little fluffier pencil brush. This was like $3. I'm going to dip it into Carbon by MAC. And I really like this black. I've said it in the video before. It's not the most intense black that you can get. Sorry, Ice is scratching himself right next to me. It's not the most intense black you can get, but for black shadows, I like building them up. So I prefer this one 90% of the time. I'm just putting this in the outer corner. I'm not even really bringing it into the crease. And then taking a completely clean brush, brand new one. This one's a Sigma E25, and blending. I know it looks kind of crazy right now because my face has nothing on it and this is pretty intense shadow, but it will totally all come together, I promise. And going in and blending a million times, it can lose intensity on your lid. So just one more time, I'm going to dip my 242 into the pigment and do one more layer of it. One more time blending. To clean up any fallout that I had from the pigment, I'm going to take makeup wipes. I actually use these ones. They're the Kirkland Signature Daily Facial Towelettes. I think I got like a box of them for $13 or something, and they work really great. I enjoy them as much as I do the Ole Henriksen ones. Those ones definitely smell better, But I mean, these definitely don't smell bad, and they're way cheaper, and you get a lot more for your money. So for foundation, I'm going to use the Chanel Vita Lumiere Aqua. I'm going to mix 20 and 40 because really my shade is more 30 right now, and I don't have that one. And these ones are water-based, so definitely shake them before you use them, or you will get a big squirt of water on your hand, basically. The video before this is actually the Ride or Die challenge, or not challenge, tag from Jaclyn Hill. And so I'm trying to use a lot of the products that I mentioned in that video so that you can see them in action. And yeah, I'm going to use right now, the only brush that I use for foundation, which is the E31 from Morphe. I just mix them on the back of my hand. And when the finger I use mix, I put the excess on my face so we're not wasting anything. And then just buff it all over your face. For concealer, I'm going to obviously use the Naked Skin by Urban Decay. It's my favorite one. And just highlight and put it in my normal spots. I'm going to use the Sigma F86 to buff this out. To set the under eyes, I'm going to use MAC's Emphasize Powder. It is right here, which I really need to move it from being next to the black, because sometimes when I dip my brush into it, the end will dip into the black, and then I'll not realize it and put it on, and I'll have like black eyeshadow underneath my eyes, which is never fun, and then it's like I have to start over. Not really start over, but you know what I mean. I'm using the same brush that I used to blend out the concealer to apply this as well. The less brushes I can get dirty, the better. And then for the rest of my face, I'm going to use the Laura Mercier Transition Powder. Finishing eyes, I'm going to take a pencil brush. This is E30 from Sigma. I'm going to dip it into the Swiss Chocolate by MAC, right here again, and just run it underneath the lower lash line. Then I'm going to highlight the brow bone with Dazzleite from MAC. With a clean pencil brush. Also going to put a little of that in the inner corner. And then of course in the lash line I'm going to use NYX 902 Brown. It's literally the only thing I use in my lash line. I'm just not a black eyeliner person. When I did this look on my friends, I did do a liquid black eyeliner on top, but I'm just not a huge like black eyeliner person. So I don't do it. I don't do it often on myself. Then obviously I'm going to apply mascara. I'm going to use the Tarteist mascara, and I will be right back to finish my face. Okay, to slightly contour, I'm going to use Hoola by Benefit, and I am using my Morphe E3. I'm putting it in the normal spots. You can already tell the dimension that it gives my face this side compared to this side. Contouring is everything. Not everything, but... like this brush for contouring because I've washed it like a few times. So if you can see, it's kind of more pointed, but it is still fluffy, so it puts the product right where you want it, but the outer bristles really blend it out, so it's not like a crazy harsh contour. Really great for blending. And then for blush, I'm going to use Rockateur by Benefit. It's like a rose gold blush. Haven't used this in a while, so just thought I would use it. Use Morphe E4. Just put that on the apples of my cheeks and then blend back. I always like pat it on my cheeks for some reason and then blend. It's just how I've always applied blush. For highlight, I'm going in with the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow. Beautiful highlight. And it's right here. It's just a simple champagne color. And I'm going to use my e.l.f. blush brush. It's actually one of my favorites for setting my under eyes and highlighting. Just on the tops of the cheekbones. And a little bit above the brow. For lipstick, of course, I just cannot get away from it. I don't know, I just can't. It's Ferris Nude by L'Oreal. It's so easy to apply, and it looks great. I have not found a nude that I like better than this from the drugstore or from Sephora or Ulta. This one is seriously the easiest. I can put it on with no mirror. I don't know, I just really like this. And then for gloss, I'm like really throwing it back, I feel. I haven't used this in a long time, but this is the Chroma Beauty lip gloss in the Flesh. I like the color payoff and everything from here, but it smells so bad. It just does not smell good. Of course, to set everything, I'm going to use Scandinavia and just do a light layer all over my face.